Good morning. So it's the 20th or something of December. It's just before Christmas. We've got true British weather out there. It's absolutely hammering it down, and I thought I'd come out to the garage and do a few jobs on the Noble, which is safely tucked away under here. So I guess sit back, relax, enjoy a cup of tea. That's what I'm doing right now, and then I shall crack on and show you what I'm going to be doing. So now she's all uncovered, and because it's so cold out there and warm in here, she's starting to get condensation all over it. But anyway, the job today is under the front suspension. Immaculate car, lovely outside, but under all around the suspension, the track rod arms, things like that, there's a lot of surface corrosion, and I want to clean those all up. So I've ordered myself a set of wire brushes to go into a drill. I've got my drill. I'm going to be cleaning all that up today, and then because it's quite damp outside, I'm not going to paint until the weather improves, probably tomorrow or later on in the week, and then clean it all up so it looks just as good underneath as it does on the top. So with the Noble M12, a very interesting thing is that to lift the front clam and the rear clam, you need a special tool, i.e. a Phillips screwdriver. So here we are under the clam, which is just a fiberglass, and then it's fiberglass then coated with like a stone chip material. You can see the kind of cooling system, braking system, heater, air conditioning, pipes go through there as well. And then the part that I'm focusing on down here, which is all things like the suspension. So you can see it looks fairly clean in this video, but I can show you it's not that clean. This track rod arm right here is surface rust, and it just doesn't look very nice when it lifts up. And then also in amongst there, the wheel sensor is not very good either, which is also causing me some problems with the reading kicking in and out on the speedo. So the idea being today is just to clean up some of these bolts as well, generally tidy up. I'm going to come back to this pipe here because it's very corroded on the surface, the aluminium pipe, and the Jubilee clips aren't very good. I want to change all of that and just make it look as good under there as it does on the rest of the bodywork. Okay, so just unboxed the wire wheel set. I was just looking at which ones to use. I think I'm going to start with this one here because it's small and easily controllable. I'm going to do that track rod arm, clean it up and see what it does, and then maybe one of these smaller ones here for the speedo trigger wheel, to see if I can clean that up. And then you might be wondering why I decided to keep the wheel on. It's a very simple decision, that one. The jack I have doesn't go under the car, so I can't actually lift the car up to get the wheel off, and I didn't fancy jacking it from this front point because that puts an awful lot of stress on that piece. So I decided to turn the wheel as far as I could this way and see how I get on with it. And yeah, we'll go from there. Seeing as that's producing a stupid amount of dust, I think the next step is to probably get a dust sheet over the car, because I don't want to be getting rust dust particles all over my car. Okay, cloth is now covered, the main part, so I can carry on and just clean this up. Okay, so another thing I have noticed, so I've cleaned up this steering rack arm very nicely now. That'll look great with some paint on it. I was looking in at this, let's get the light in there, at this speedo sensor wheel, and I had a go previously at cleaning this up with a small wire brush and some sandpaper. However, I think realistically, with the drill, getting in there is going to be almost impossible. So I think the best option there, it would be to take the wheel off and actually take that off and just buy a new one. I mean, I don't think they're expensive, so it might be a better option to do that. However, I just don't have the facility to do it today. Also notice while I'm in here that the inside of that wheel is filthy. So this car is definitely due a damn good valet over the winter for sure. And there's a few other jobs that I've picked up on in here as well. So I don't know if you can see there is supposed to be a rubber gaiter covering that. So that's the steering arm going down to the steering rack, and it's obviously the gaiter's missing, which isn't good. It looks like someone's tried to do some sort of repair in the past, so I'll get one of those worked out on price wise and get that on order. But generally just needs a damn good clean in here. So a bit of a non-starter today. Okay, so really have got as far as I can get really. I was a bit disappointed that I couldn't get more done. Clearly I need to get a low-level jack so that I can get the car up and get the wheel off, and then I can do a lot more with it. And I clearly need a day where it's not raining so I can get the car out and get the other side done as well at the same time, and then painted. But I must say I was really impressed with these little wheels for the price of them, and again the drill, the speed that it spins at is perfect. It's the same as a corded drill, only it's cordless. But yeah. So now we hit the other side. So we can see after a little bit of work we have cleaned up this bar quite nicely now, ready for some protective paint to go on it. There's a lot of dust everywhere now, but that will clean up once I've painted it. And then I've noticed on the shocks and stuff they need a bit of touching in just to make them look nice. My next part of the project is this. So it's part of the air conditioning system and it's clearly rusted, so I'm going to see if I can clean that up. But first of all I need to get all of the piping out of the way to give myself some room. Okay, so I tried removing the actual, I think that's the condenser, but I tried removing it and unfortunately without disconnecting the pipes I can't really move it a lot. Managed to loosen this bracket here to slide it up and down to clean it as best as I can. Ideally, you know, and if I wanted it to look perfect I'd buy a new one. However, it's now ready for paint. Okay, so you can see just painted that now with some hammerite. I've got to round it as best I can, then I'll slide it down and paint where the band is once that's dry in a few days. And I've painted the steering rack arm just to clean that up as well, stop it rusting in the future. That might need another coat, that one, because I took it right back to bare metal and it's the paint obviously only goes on a certain thickness, but it's looking generally a lot cleaner under here. And you can see all the rust and the dirt that came off. So wait for that to dry, another coat on top, and then it can all go back together.